Hi and welcome back from Sarah. Today I'm very excited to show you a new Tunisian stitch that's totally fun to do and also rather unconventional in the making. In spite of this, it is very repetitive and easy to memorize, and it uses only the Tunisian Simple Stitch. I've named this stitch the Tunisian Grapes Stitch. This stitch reminds me a little of the Tunisian Ocean Stitch, if you remember this. A stitch that I absolutely love but seldom use because of its complicated repetitions and return pass. The Tunisian Grapes Stitch instead can be easily used also for a project worked in the round. I bet you're curious now about this stitch, so let's begin. The Tunisian Grapes Stitch can be worked from a chain in multiples of 2, well, in an even number of stitches. And here I have already started from a standard foundation row in Tunisian crochet of 10 stitches. Please remember I will leave, as always, all useful links to all the techniques and stitches used in this video, both in the description below and in the top right hand corner of your screen. Now, the foundation row counts for me as row number 1 already. In row number 2 we'll begin with the stitch pattern straight away. So what I do with my first loop on the hook is I will chain 2. 1 and 2. Now I will yarn over and pay attention here. I'm going to insert the hook in the second chain from the hook itself. That is to say, here under its vertical bar, like so, from right to left. Yarn over, pull through and drop a loop. So I'm basically making a Tunisian simple stitch on that chain here. Okay, now I will make another Tunisian simple stitch under the next vertical bar, this one. So I go with my hook from right to left under that vertical bar, yarn over, pull through and drop another loop. And once again I'm going to work another Tunisian simple stitch under the next vertical bar, like so. Now I will yarn over and pull through 4 loops together until I'm left with 2 loops on the hook. And in this way I have created this tiny cluster of 4 bars here. So this is the beginning of the row. Now what I'm doing next is this. I will yarn over. Now I don't have any chains here under, but if you look at the cluster I've just created, the cluster of 4, you are going to insert the hook under the last of those 4 bars, creating the cluster of 4, this one, like this, yarn over and pull through. Now without yarning over, I'm going to insert the hook under the very same vertical bar that's right under my stitch right now. So here, this one, without yarning over and making a simple stitch. Now I'm going to work 2 Tunisian simple stitches under the next 2 vertical bars, this one and this one. So 1, 2. Now, just like before, I yarn over and pull through 4 loops together. And I have 2 more loops on the hook. This is what we will repeat throughout across the forward pass, let's say. So once again, I yarn over, locate the tiniest of the 4 bars creating the cluster of 4 I've just made. This one here, the one on the side, on the left side, here. Go and insert the hook there, yarn over and pull through. Now let's locate the vertical bar that's right under the one we've just worked in, this one. Without yarning over, just insert the hook under it and make a Tunisian simple stitch. And then work very simply a simple stitch under the next 2 vertical bars. Now time to yarn over and pull through 4. Okay, and so it proceeds. Yarn over, insert the hook under the vertical bar of that last tiny bar of my cluster of 4, pull through and drop a loop, then without yarning over, insert the hook and make a simple stitch under the same vertical bar, and then work 2 Tunisian simple stitches under the next 2 vertical bars. Yarn over and pull through 4. Okay, now we've reached the end of the forward pass. Once again, we will yarn over, insert the hook under the that little bar here, yarn over, pull through, then here we need 2 more loops on the hook to complete the last cluster of our forward pass. Here we have our border stitch, which is made of a front vertical bar and a back vertical bar. So we will pull up the next stitch from the front vertical bar of that border stitch, and we will pull up the last loop on the hook by making a so-called neat closing stitch. Go in with the hook both under the front vertical bar from which we've just taken the last loop and its back bar, making a border stitch, a neat border stitch, like so. Now don't forget to yarn over and pull through 4. And this is our last cluster. Now we will chain 1 and proceed with our standard return pass, luckily, which is done, as you know already, by yarning over and pulling through 1 loop only first. So here at the side we basically have 2 chains, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, repeating this second movement until the end of the row, the end of the return pass, and until we're left with just 1 loop on the hook. And that's it. So we will repeat what we have done on row number 2 on the first row of the stitch pattern as long as you want, as long as the pattern reaches. So once again, we begin with a chain 2, yarn over, insert the hook under the second chain from the hook here, and basically making a simple stitch. Then this is the only difference we have throughout the pattern, that we should, according to the pattern, work under the very first vertical bar, that's right under our stitches on the hook. But we will not do so so as not to slant the piece. If we were to do so, the piece would look more and more slanted towards right. So we are avoiding to pick up a loop from the very same vertical bar underneath, but we will pick 2 simple stitches from the next 2 vertical bars. And this is just for the beginning stitch. Now we yarn over and pull through 4. Now instead we will yarn over, pull 1 loop up from the tiny cluster here, the tiny bar of the cluster here. Then without yarning over, we will pull up another loop from the very same vertical bar this time. And then 2 more stitches worked in Tunisian Simple Stitch. So the beginning and end, well, mostly the beginning stitch is the only stitch that's a bit different than all other stitches forming the pattern. Okay, now we need to yarn over and pull through 4 loops together. Once again, yarn over, insert the hook here, yarn over and pull through, insert the hook and make a simple stitch here, yarn over and pull through, then 2 simple stitches in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull through 4. Once again, yarn over, pull up a loop from here, pull up a loop from here, 2 simple stitches. Now yarn over and pull through 4. Yarn over. Here we are at the end of our forward pass again, so pay attention. Pull up a loop from here, 1 from here, then we have here our the front vertical bar of that last stitch. We need to pull up another one, so we go behind our previous border cluster, let's say, and locate this tiny bar here that closes the cluster together, and this is where we are going to insert the hook to pull up our last loop on the hook. Okay, now yarn over and pull through 4. Then don't forget to make a chain 1, and only then to proceed with the standard return pass, which implies another chain 1, and yarn over and pull through 2 across. Hoppala. So, and that's the stitch basically. If you try it out, you will see it is not at all difficult to make. This is how it looks on the back, very pearly in a way, nothing particular. Another thing I absolutely want to try is to work the stitch in the round with a contrasting color for the return pass. Let's see how it turns out. But this will be my next tutorial, so stay tuned and don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.